Hello everyone, welcome to online lecture series of Sid Vidya Mandir High School Junior College Science and Commerce. Now I am going to explain new chapter transition and inner transition elements, means D block and F block elements. D block elements is known as transition elements and F block elements known as inner transition elements. I will cover these topics. Introduction part, position of transition element in periodic table, electronic configuration, copper and chromium. So start. First, introduction part. The transition elements belong to D block of the periodic table. How this decide this block? So when we write the electronic configuration of any elements, if a differential electron, that is called last electron, so if last electron or differential electron enter in D subcell, then these elements belong to the D block element. They exhibit properties between those of the S block and P block elements. As we know that D block elements present in between S block and P block elements, because of that its properties in between S block and P block elements. Position in periodic table. The transition elements are placed in between S block and P block elements. You can observe this structure. In periodic table, extremely left hand side, these are the S block elements, which are called alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. Extremely right hand side, these are the P block elements, which are called normal elements. In between S block and P block, this is the D block elements. S block are electropositive, P blocks are electronegative. So characteristic transfer from electropositive to electronegative through this D block, that's why this is called what? Transition element, because of the transfer of characteristics. So when you observe, then you will get in group its position 3rd to 12th and period 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. 4th period, which is from Sc to Zn zinc, this is called what? 3D series. From yttrium to cadmium, this is called what? 4D series. Lanthanum to mercury, this is called what? 5D series. And here actinium to 112 UUB, that is called what? 6D series. So 3D series present in 4th period, 4D present in 5th period, 5D present in 6th period and 6D present in 7th period. So total 4 series, 3D series which belong to the 4th period, 4D series which belong to the 5th period, 5D series which belong to the 6th period and 6D series which belong to the 7th period. So in period 4 to 7 and group 3 to 12, those contribute 3D, 4D, 5D and 6D series. The electropositive, reactivity and other properties show a gradual change from S block to P block through this D block elements. That's what is called what? Transition element. Now, electronic configuration. Actually, when we see this electronic configuration, so electrons distributed around the nucleus in different shell, subshell and orbitals as per Harbauer principle. Means electron entering in different shell, subshell and orbitals on the basis of their increasing energy level. So when we consider d block elements, in d block elements during the electronic configuration, electrons enter in d subshell, that's what is d block element, but not in the outermost shell. Electron enter in penultimate shell. Because of that, outermost two cells are incomplete. See this general electronic configuration, d block elements general electronic configuration, n-1 d 1 to 10 and ns 0 to 2, where n is what? Can be 4, 5, 6 and 7, 4 to 7. N means outermost cell, n-1 means penultimate cell, second last shell. See, these are the series of the d block elements, 3d series, scandium to zinc, 4d series, yttrium to cadmium, and 5d series, lanthanum to mercury. When you observe this electronic configuration, so when we discuss about the scandium, then we get first electron enter in 4s, then enter in 3d. 4s is what? Outermost cell, and 3d is what? Penultimate cell. So differential electron, last electron enter in 3d, which is penultimate cell. Similarly for titanium, 2 electrons enter, then vanadium, 3 electrons, chromium. Here is the abnormal behavior of this chromium, I will explain afterward. Manganese, 5d, iron, 6d, cobalt, 7d, nickel, 8d, copper, here also anomalous behavior of copper, and zinc, 3d10 and 4s2. So we are observing here electron enter in d subshell, last electron differential electron enter in d subshell, 1 to 10, Sc to zinc. That's what is called what? 3d series. Similarly here our outermost shell is 5 and penultimate cell is what? 4d. Now electron will enter 4d 1 to 4d 10. That's why this is called what? 4d series. Here lanthanum to this mercury, electron enter 1 to 10d in 5f. But here in between lanthanum and hafnium, just see this atomic number. Here is the 57 and here is the 72. It means in between lanthanum and hafnium, 14 elements of lanthanoids will come from cerium to lutetium. That's why here I am writing this 4f14. So 4f14, then 5d2 and 6s2. So this is the 5d series. Similarly 6d series. So these are the electronic configuration of 3d series, elements, atomic number, elements and electronic configuration, atomic number, elements and electronic configuration of 4d, then atomic number, elements and electronic configuration of 5d series. Now we see the electronic configuration of chromium and copper. Anomalous behavior. See, this is the simple periodic table and location of D block elements in between S block and P block elements, and I'm explaining this series 5D series. You observe here 57, that is the atomic number of this lanthanum, and F block from cerium to lutetium. So these 14 elements 58 to 71. After this hafnium, that is what, 72. So in between lanthanum and hafnium, these 14 elements will come. That's why its atomic number from 57 to 71 will here, and after that 72. So this electronic configuration I have shown in the previous slide. Now next, exceptions of electronic configuration of chromium and copper. So first we observe this chromium. Pay your attention about this first chromium. Its atomic number is 24. Atomic number of chromium is 24. This is the Cr chromium. When we write the electronic configuration, then we get 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d9. I'm sorry, it should be 3d4. This should be chromium and this should be copper. By mistake, this should be chromium and this should be copper. Here we write this chromium Cr and here we write this copper Cu. So this is chromium. Cut it, this chromium. Now it's electronic configuration. Last electronic configuration is what? 3d4 and 4s2. But this actual electronic configuration become what? 3d5 and 4s1. Reason behind that, when we make the orbital diagram, then we know d subshell having 5 orbitals. When we distribute these 4 electrons, then we get it is partially filled. But if one electron of 4s will jump and enter into the 3d, then become half filled orbital, which is more stable. Now look at here, this is the copper Cu. This is Cu. Its atomic number is 29 and electronic configuration 3d9 and 4s2. Expected electronic configuration 3d9 and 4s2, but actual electronic configuration is what? 3d10 and 4s1. Again, when 9 electrons occupy in 3d series, 3d orbitals, then we get it is partially filled. When one electron of 4s enter into the 3d, then it become what? 3d10 and 4s1. This is the full filled orbital, which is more stable. See here. Expected electronic configuration of chromium 24. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 3d4 and 4s2. But observed electronic configuration, this one electron of 4s enter into the 3d and become what? 3d5 and 4s1. So this is the half filled orbital, which is more stable. Similarly for the copper 29, its electronic configuration is 3d9 and 4s2. Now when one electron of 4s enter into the 3d, then it become 3d10 and 4s1. It is half filled and this one is what? Full filled orbital, and these full filled orbitals are more stable. That's why it get this electronic configuration, anomalous electronic configuration. And these things are happening because of what? Energy difference between 3d and 4s is very less. So for getting more stable electronic configuration, this one electron of 4s can enter into the 3d and form the half filled or full filled orbital, which are more stable. So this is the anomalous electronic configuration of copper and chromium. So thank you so much. In next video I will explain other things. Thank you.